Hometown Happenings is brought to you by Foothill 7 TV and the Thompson's family of automotive dealerships.
Very simply put, it's a receptacle for gifts from the community, monetary gifts, legacy gifts, that sort of thing. And those gifts go right back out into the community in the form of grants. The funds come to us in lots of different ways, but basically it's a passion. People have passions about certain things, and they're excited and interested about those things, and they want to support those things. So we bring the passions of our donors and we pool those funds, and then we do effective, knowledgeable granting back out to support those passions.
When we look at where our future lies as a foundation, one of the things that I really embrace doing is looking around at what other foundations are doing and do something different. We are paying particular close attention to emerging ways of philanthropy and of giving. We're having great conversations in this community right now about what do we want to be over the course of the next 20 to 30 years in land use and education. What are we going to look like? The future of the foundation is tied so closely into these different initiatives that are very much community-based. The Welcome Home Fund is to welcome home those vets that are coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq. Last evening I was watching a program on National Public Television that was highlighting that there are 22 suicide deaths each day in the United States from veterans that are returning from Afghanistan and Iraq. And that is just shameful that that's happening. So the Welcome Home Fund is a fund to reach out to the veteran community to say, we are here for you. We have things in place that we can assist you with. And it's a way to welcome them back home. Hagen in the Classroom. That is a program that is based here in Dorado County that really started at Rainbow Orchard up in Camino. It is a on-site laboratory, educated laboratory for students to learn about agriculture and how it really plays a part of El Dorado County. So often we're removed from that experience of where does our food come from. And that's what Ag in the Classroom does, is make that connection between our livelihood and the resources and things that we consume to how they grow, who grows them, and what does that process look like. It's a wonderful integration of who we are as a community as well as matching that with educational in that process. We're looking at opening a culinary restaurant here at 312 Main in Placerville. It would be called Provisions, and it would be run by the students. And what this is going to give them is not only that cooking experience, but they're going to have to learn to run a restaurant. And what a benefit for them when they go to do an application to further their career, that they can say, I worked at Provisions, I worked in front of the house, back of the house, I understand accounting and I understand finances, I've had to do reconciliation of my bank records. Those are the experiences that they're not getting, but if we can provide them as a foundation, we serve a purpose to our community in so many different ways, through education, through knowledge, and plus getting really, really good food. We've been very fortunate here. Through a very tough economy for a lot of people in this community, we have grown from 6.2 million to 13 million in the last 5 years. And the more that we accumulate in our assets, the more we're able to do in the community.
I would encourage folks that are listening or watching to the program to get on our website at www.eldoradocf, as in communityfoundation.org. And the piece that I would recommend, and there's lots of answers to lots of questions, but the piece I would recommend is to look at our Community Voices piece. some of the things we do are just simple things. We can put the tires on the car, and it's the one car that that family needs to get to services or get to a job.
The Crisis Angel Network is designed to help families in our community that are struggling with a crisis situation. Usually it's something that it's one time, but as we've experienced so well through looking at data, if we're able to move in and assist a family at a time of crisis, often that is what keeps the family structure whole and keeps them from going over the cliff into something that could be much, much worse.
We had a young man come in who had a local family, and they just hit some really hard times. And he was in between. I think they were waiting for, as I recall, they were waiting for some disability to come through that hadn't come through yet. And so one of the local nonprofits started asking, Jeeps, where can we go? And they found us, and they did a Crisis Angel request form. It's a simple form. And they asked for assistance. They got assistance. I don't remember what the specific was. I think it might have even been like groceries, simple things like that, just to get by. And so they got the assistance. We were able to fund him. And after he got his assistance, he came back and paid us back and said, please put this back in the fund so that you can do this for another family someday. Those are the great stories. That's so much why we do what we do.
Everybody that's involved with the foundation has a sense of passion, and they do it from that personal conviction of giving and the power of what giving does. It gives you so much more than you'll ever get from taking. And that's really why that passion is there, and it's reflective in all the work that we do.